Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Looks like it's time for another Riff Tannens versus video.
Right you are, my friend.
What are we versing tonight?
To be determined.
What are you...
By you!
Oh!
In this hat, I have 3 movie titles. Catwoman, Geely, and Madam Web. The title you pull is the movie we watch.
Okay.
So you see, tonight's movie is a complete surprise, except to you, who have already seen the title and thumbnail. You know more about this now than we do. Choose carefully, my friend.
All
The
right.
fate of the next couple of hours is in your hands.
Here we go.
I superglued them together.
That is unfortunate. And Catwoman.
I am so glad it wasn't Geely.
So glad.
A murdered cosmetics company employee returns to life as a vengeful vixen with feline powers. What are feline powers?
Let's go.
These ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics are written in a language unreadable to English speakers.
You spelled pyramids wrong, idiots.
Okay, that's not even a cat.
Oh, Bob Kane. You're
Don't
probably
put his name
rolling
on
in
this.
your grave right now.
If there had been an obituary, it would have described the unremarkable life of an unremarkable woman.
Unremarkable lives of unremarkable women make the best movies.
I wasn't wearing shoes. CGI New York.
Or a practical version of my passion.
She's walking around like she's in high school on her first day.
She's dressed like it too.
Hey.
Precisely, we will launch the most
This guy is all corners.
revolutionary product to hit the beauty industry since soap.
In other news, I have perfected the art of talking through my teeth. Looks like she cut her own hair with safety scissors.
Careful, George. She's not old enough to drink.
White people chuckle. White people chuckle.
This is what happens when you go to work dressed for safari.
See why terrible clothes.
No fashion.
No fashion.
Miss Ritter, I know I can fix it.
I do not reward incompetence.
However, I do reward incontinence.
Let her fix it.
Whatever.
I suppose hearing my voice was punishment enough.
Yeah, that looks steady.
Oh yeah, sure.
I'm a cop. Maybe I can help.
Okay.
Could hold up a Burger King badge.
What's your name?
Patience Phillips.
Well, have patience, Phillips. Little cop humor.
That was the cat.
In the hat that came back.
Welcome to my flat. Benjamin Bratt,
I'm like the right dog.
who gets up to paint at 7:15 in the morning.
And who says I'm late for my job instead of I'm late for work?
Thank you.
Just lock up when you leave.
Hey, man sandwich, 12 o'clock.
Oh my God.
Oh, good. I had horny best friend and prissy gay guy on my stereotype bingo card.
Detective Lone.
He's the only detective in the city, and his name is Lone. That's hilarious.
How'd you get...
You dropped something.
And the name of the place you work is in your wallet. Do these writers know anything about anything?
No.
I wanted to apologize to you about this morning. Thinking that you were at Joburg.
Now I know you're just an idiot.
I know this great Italian place around the corner.
It's called Le McDonald's.
Okay, so tomorrow, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I usually have my coffee around 1 o'clock.
You make sure she gets there, right?
I screw it up? We didn't throw away the key.
That won't be necessary.
But it's gotta be there by midnight.
The screensaver says 11:43. I don't know any packaging company that's open after 11. Oh, hell, 5.
So her boss works in a different building than she does, despite working in the same building like 10 minutes ago. This guy leaning against his car, probably smoking. Yeah, he's our security guard.
He doesn't see a 5'3", 120-pound woman walking right in.
I mean, who would notice Halle Berry? What man would?
Restricted? Oh, guess not.
Hello?
Echo!
Announcing my presence of a security breach.
Trish?
We'd just like to ask you a few questions, all right?
Like, how did you get in here?
And where's the light source casting that shadow?
Where's the metal to make that ricochet sound? Slurm! How is her skin not, like, reacting to this toxic sludge? Can't smell the bullshit coming your way?
Shit with glitter in it.
This is how strippers die.
Oh, the movie started over! And I do mean everything with CGI. Real cats are too hard to find.
I mean, their lawyers said don't even appear in this movie, and cats were like, gotcha.
Okay, so if a bunch of predators congregate around a corpse like that, they're going to eat it.
I've seen this at the zoo somewhere.
This is the creepiest Meow Mix commercial ever.
Is this cat on human action that I don't need to see?
Saved through the power of halitosis. Good boy, Snark. You're an odd definition of fun.
No, not fun at all. It was a kick in the head. That was definitely. I will say that it is one of the worst movies. I think I can agree that within 5 minutes I kind of knew, like, oh, this is why people stayed away from this film.
Yeah, it tanked at the time it came out. Everybody talked about how bad it was.
Yeah, I did little research because I was curious on what the budget was, marketing, all the financials. It made $82 million worldwide. It cost about $105 to make, and then if you include marketing, which they said they didn't even have the source for marketing because they were too embarrassed to release it. Is my theory, but they said that it was. I figure it's 40%. Normally, it's always 40 to 50% now of your budget. So you think 100 plus 40 mil, and only get back 80 to 85 mil. That's abysmal. And the Razzies, it got a lot of Razzies. Halle Berry said that after she won the Oscar, I think she felt, or I could be wrong. Somebody had said that she was riding the high of winning the Oscar in 2002, I think was Monsters Ball, or 01.
I would have to look it up. I don't know.
It was like 3 years before.
Yeah.
And then this movie comes out in 04. She thought that this was going to continue to, like, Oscar winner, Halle Berry. No. I assumed this came out, and then she was like, agent, what am I doing? And her agent was like, here's Monsters Ball. And then it redeemed her. No, this is the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've ever had a celebrity where they did a really good job, they won an Oscar, and then they just proceeded to just make crap movies. But this was an eyesore for her. I think she's done better, obviously.
Oh yeah,
since then
she's very talented.
This is the one movie where I definitely can tell she probably either regretted, and a lot of people hate this film.
Yeah,
Like,
I even heard she showed up and accepted her Razzie, which a lot of actors don't do. And
I
respect her for that.
Yeah,
I mean,
because it's kind of like Speed 2. Like, Sandra Bullock was like, she didn't want to be in it. I think, or she wasn't.
Was she in it?
I don't think she was.
I don't.
No, Keanu Reeves.
I know Keanu Reeves wasn't in it.
Sorry, Keanu Reeves wasn't in it.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I made the right choice. But yeah, the fact that she showed up to accept the award, so she kind of knew, like, oh yeah, this was.
Well, it's kind of like Dakota Johnson with Madam Web, where, like, at first she was doing the marketing of the movie she was supposed to do, but then, like, some reporter asked her, so what's going to be Best Picture this year? She was like, Oppenheimer? Like, no, Madam Web. Like, no, it's not.
Against a Christopher Nolan film?
Yeah.
Oh. What is wrong with people? And not everything's going to be Oscar winning. Like, Matt Damon puts out movies. And I mean, I remember seeing or reading that Adjustment Bureau, which was hard to watch. I think I watched half of it, but Emily Blunt was in it. And both of them were like, yeah, we don't know what that movie was. We just needed something in between.
Part of it is you don't really know when you're on the set and you're doing it. You don't know what the final edit's going to look like. So
Yeah.
this movie may have looked very different before this final cut that we got.
I would be curious to know what the editing floor looked like or what scenes. Yeah, the acting was terrible, but can you imagine they had like a really good scene explaining how she got the costume made?
I mean,
her fingernails
mentioned
that can cut through glass. Like, I don't get that.
Who does she know
possesses
that?
That?
Carve diamonds like that. I mean,
yeah. So that's what bugged me is the costume. And my last point is Selena Kyle was the Michelle Pfeiffer character, and that was Batman Returns.
Yeah.
And she wasn't very like sexual or. I mean, I was a kid when I watched it, but later on, when you watch it, you're like. She's not putting on like a sexy Catwoman. Like, she's not flirtatious like Halle Berry was.
Yeah.
Halle Berry was like a stripper, basically.
Yeah.
It seemed too
the
much like
Michelle Pfeiffer one is more like using sexuality to get her way.
Yeah, but she was so what do you call it when you're reserved?
Yeah.
Instead of all in your face, like with the holes and the hips and the whip, and it's like that's a stripper. That's all I kept thinking of. It was.
Yeah, that she was more like a dominatrix than Catwoman.
Thank you. Yeah,
that outfit was that was a little bit much. Like, I've never seen a Catwoman that undressed.
Yeah,
I mean, I loved Michelle Pfeiffer's. I loved Anne Hathaway's, even though I didn't really care for the Nolan.
I forgot
Batman
about
movies.
Anne Hathaway, but hers was quick because I think she just got on a motorcycle. And Bane, it was the Bane one that I call it the Bane one, but it's the Dark Knight.
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, Dark Knight Rises. And and then she's done. And then, spoiler alert, she's sitting there with the Christian Bale, Bruce Wayne at the end, and you see, Michael Caine is just like nodding, and then they're both there having lunch, and that was it. She didn't have any type of like Halle Berry, sexy stripper flair dominatrix.
She didn't wag her ass the whole time she was
That's
walking.
why I don't understand this version.
Yeah, because the Catwoman of the comic books doesn't actually have superpowers. As badass as she really is just a woman in a cat costume.
You're just a scared little girl playing dress up.
In this, she can do all kinds of things that aren't even related to cats. Like, she can crawl on walls and jump abnormally high.
I called it Jackie Chan style stunts, but even Eartha Kitt and Anne Hathaway and Michelle Pfeiffer, they didn't have that. They just had, they can handle their own. But this was way too over the top, in my opinion. It's a bad film.
A lot of bad movies tend to be very low budget. The filmmakers don't quite know what they're doing, and that's kind of what makes them bad.
Yeah.
But you can tell the heart's there, so they're still kind of enjoyable because you see kind of what they want to do. And I think The Room would not have been nearly as funny if Tommy Wiseau's heart weren't in it, because you could tell from watching that he really believed he was making the next great independent film.
Oh yeah, for real. He had way too much confidence. Because you thought, are you trolling us right now? But no, he was like, no, that was a well-acted scene with the football. It's like, no, what are you talking about?
Yeah. But like these movies that are released by major studios with the money to afford the top talent in Hollywood.
Warner Brothers.
There is no excuse.
Oh my God.
Like, people watched this cut of the movie and said, yes, that's the one we're shipping.
Out of all the 2004 films. Yeah, Warner Brothers had to have more movies in 2004.
I mean, something happened to them. They went way downhill after Batman Returns.
God.
They've not been able to get their shit together
And
since.
now they're under Paramount.
And maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, take over the bankruptcy, I guess. But
I mean, it's got great acting in it. Benjamin Bratt, Halle Berry, Sharon Stone.
that was a miscast in my opinion by far. I can't picture Sharon Stone as a villain.
Really, you never saw Basic Instinct?
I mean, a superhero villain.
Okay.
Like she had fighting ability, which not even explained. Like
Mm.
a lot of it was just plot holes. But and Benjamin Bratt, love interest. He's very. I made this joke that his last name was Lone, and he was the only detective in the entire city. Like he was the cop, but he's the detective that his partner was also in the room, but his partner left the room.
He's the lone detective in this major city who has enough time on his hands to track down a woman and give her wallet back and
Yeah,
play basketball with her during the day.
in front of kids, like a sexual act was almost committed, and you're like, what is that? These kids should be in school.
And what? Well, they were in school was the thing.
Well,
It was just on the
inside,
playground.
physically not seeing, this
The
this
overtly sexualized basketball game.
yeah.
You played such nice basketball out there.
is
Oh,
a
going at
thing.
it. Yeah. Like, oh, recess. Would you learn? Porn exists. like that's not something for.
What'd you learn? Lay down. I'll show you.
Lay down, teach. Here we go. What the fuck? Oh, it's just
It's baffling the choices they made in this.
yeah. The writers, you could tell they were either having a lot of fun with it, and they're like, we're just wasting Warner Brothers money. We're fired after this.
It's like Tom Green with Freddy Got Fingered.
Oh God, yeah, exactly. I don't even know what studio that was, but yeah, they literally just said, "Yeah, let's just have fun with this." But some of them probably thought, "This is serious. Let's actually make Halle Berry a superhero."
Well, for me, like the whole time I was wondering, is she even a superhero? Because you see her stealing things just for the sake of stealing them, and it,
I mean, she has super strength,
Mhm.
but she doesn't
like a
really
cat.
like kicking a door down. Physics does not explain how this occurs. They never explain how she gets these powers. Just raw sewage,
A
I
cat
think.
breathed on her.
It's like the sewage that came in, and then a cat breathed on her and was like Simba, and then like it's like the whole
The
line.
cat witchcraft.
What's
curse
that
word.
monkey puts that clay thing on the forehead? That's and then it's like, here, you're an Egyptian goddess. It's like, oh, okay, so you're a pharaoh? No, you're a Catwoman.
I guess she was just wanting revenge on the people who killed her, but it didn't really seem like she was all that concerned about the
Those two people.
face. Yeah, the face cream that's like melting women's faces. She didn't really seem all that concerned about that.
It was mostly psoriasis.
Yeah.
It might have been that, but yeah, it was a harmful product, and she didn't make. There was no like news spinning news headlines that you see in like Marvel,
Yeah,
where it would, or not Marvel, DC. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But it would say, investigating this biochemical. It just went straight to, she's just a vigilante. She'll take care of things.
Yeah.
News doesn't have to report it. Nobody, no media.
But what I found interesting was the Joker's plot in the 1989 Batman movie was actually a lot like that, but they actually spent time on it.
Oh, that's
So,
right.
Yeah, he had all
Yes.
those chemicals he was putting in products.
Yeah.
And so you saw like the news reporters without their makeup on because they were afraid.
Yeah.
And so it actually worked in that movie, but in this they just kind of jumped past every explanatory detail. And I don't know
Yeah.
how they got this to an hour and 45 minutes. I mean, there is
Pure skill. Like it does just gloss over that 1989, like what you were talking about with the makeup. Maybe they were doing an homage and they
Yeah.
just didn't know how to have it land, or they just wrote their own movie.
yeah, I guess it's just like there's so much going on, but at the same time, there's nothing going on.
It was a lot of nothing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just the same. And then the work friend. I know. So Alex Borstein is from Mad TV. So she's
Okay.
a female comic, and she has great characters. She plays Lois on Family Guy.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
the voice. This is the worst thing she's ever done, in my opinion.
This-
And she's very talented.
aside
in
from
other
Family
stuff.
Guy, this is all I've seen her
Yeah.
do.
It's maybe that's why she doesn't talk about playing the friend in Wonder.
I wouldn't claim this either.
Yeah.
Be like, nope, never had another credit.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just on Family Guy.
her character was very unlikable. Everyone around Halle Berry, who's also unlikable in this, was just a bad.
And Halle Berry is pretty unlikable, really. I mean, like I said, she's like stealing things from people who aren't bad people. She just decides, you have that, I want that, so I'll take that.
Yeah.
I mean,
and her normally there's like a goal. She loses her job. So her thing is, I need to be more confident about certain things or take life by the horns. I get it. But then she's too busy playing a cat. And that's where it gets in the way of her rubbing her face on catnip. That lady that gives her like the explanation of why History of Cats existed and all that. She served no purpose. She was maybe 10 minutes out of the whole movie. That lady that was supposed to be the catalyst, I guess, to explain it. It was so badly executed. I just...
At the beginning of the movie, she says her goal is to become an artist.
Yeah.
But nothing she does moves her in that direction.
And she paints, but it's like, okay, what are you painting? Your graphic design, but...
and that's supposed to be shameful for some reason.
Yeah, I don't get it.
What about that scene where she T-1000s her way out of jail?
I couldn't believe it. Because when it happened, I was like, no. This is... She's just... like, cats have curvy spines and all that stuff, but a human...
I mean, you can still make something too narrow for them to get through.
Yeah. But she got through sideways, and the fact that her sternum didn't get crushed, and
yeah, she has the power to alter her bone structure.
Yeah,
like a cat,
which never explains. It's never explained. She just gets raw sewage power.
I know I keep coming back to that point, but
yeah,
it's a big one throughout the movie.
It's the biggest plot hole.
What would you say is the most painful thing about this?
The puns were pretty bad. I mean, I called it within... I was like, there's going to be either purr or meow or some type of hissing.
What a perfect idea.
And we got all of those.
We did within like 30 minutes. The all-around effort, like everything was bad about this film.
Yeah,
I would say the basketball scene was the most. I hated that scene. I even announced it. I was like, "This is the worst scene. Enjoy." It was to show their sexual chemistry, or they had no screen. I couldn't tell if they were really flirty and dating. Like he would just he had as much chemical romance. He had more chemistry with her gay coworker and Alex Borstein than he did with Halle Berry, in my opinion. The basketball scene was supposed to make it more, but it came off bad.
That was basically their first date.
Because he skipped
stood him up. And
she stood him up because of the...
Because she died and got eaten by cats. I guess that's a good enough reason to miss a date, but...
And she had time to do her makeup and sleep on a bookshelf. Like, that was weird to me. Like, again, it's like Wile E. Coyote. He dies, he falls,
does his makeup,
gets burned.
on a bookshelf.
All of a sudden, next scene, he's already ordering Acme bricks. And then there's the Roadrunner. And I'm like, you don't have a broken spine? Like, you literally fell. They think we're children watching this.
Roadrunner and Coyote cartoons are so unrealistic.
Hot take, everyone. But this shouldn't be...
Yeah, you're right. It shouldn't be in a movie.
It shouldn't be in a real-life movie.
Takes itself seriously.
You want to be a DC Universe movie. Don't do the Wile E. Coyote bullshit.
No.
Like, we're adults.
And was this expected to launch a franchise? Like, were they going to do a Catwoman 2?
I wouldn't have been... honestly, if I heard that they were going to do a trilogy on this, it wouldn't shock me. Because... it seemed like they were aiming for that superhero blockbuster early 2000s. Like Spider-Man came out a year before this, I think, or 2 years before this. So they were kind of like, okay, Marvel's got that.
Yeah.
Let's think of something. And then Batman comes out in 04 or Christian Bale's first one, 05.
Dunno.
whatever it was. Batman Begins comes out like maybe a couple years after this. They were probably trying to ride that high, but then Warner did that one right. Like they were like, "Oh yeah, we got Christopher Nolan. It's perfect."
I mean, you got to do either Superman or Batman. You don't start with
Catwoman as the stepping stone.
Catwoman is part of the Batman universe, so you
Yeah.
got to establish Batman before you start establishing the different characters in the Batman world. I mean,
Yeah. And I think you had told me that. I remember I asked you because I don't know much about comic books or DC, let alone DC or anything. But Catwoman's like Eartha Kitt's Catwoman. It was a character on the old series, it was
Yeah.
the 60s series. But when Selena Kyle, Michelle Pfeiffer's character came out, it was just like she was killed, ended up living, and then started drinking milk, all that stuff.
yeah.
But then it never really, and then
To be fair,
I
it
just
was
don't know
really
how-
very similar to this. It was just the good version. I mean,
yeah,
she didn't have superpowers other than 9 lives, but she was kind of nerdy. And she,
yeah,
in her eyes, didn't have a high level job, and her boss was condescending to her. And then she
was
the
a
cats-
secretary, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the cats brought her back to life through some powers that weren't really explained, and then she was just suddenly badass. So it was similar to this, but it was Tim Burton, so it was the good version.
He didn't
That
do. He stopped right after.
Yeah, the Warner
Uh,
Brothers didn't like Batman Returns because they thought it was too disengaging for a mass audience.
I liked it.
So they
I
got
mean-
Joel Schumacher to do the next
Oh,
one.
Schumacher.
And
Did he do the other ones as well?
he did Batman. He did Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
So he did both. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought Tim Burton
And-
did one of them.
Mm-mm.
Okay, that makes
And-
sense.
I don't know. Personally, I thought Batman Forever was worse than Batman and Robin because at least Batman and Robin knew what it was trying to be. It was trying to be bad and achieved that.
That was with Mr. Freeze.
Yeah,
Yeah. George Clooney.
George Clooney is
Clooney
Batman.
Batman was not as good. Yeah, I like Val Kilmer's Batman.
Oh, I don't like him as anything. Yeah, for me, it was just the rapidly changing tones. It just kind of gave me whiplash trying to figure out what is this movie even about. Like that was the worst thing for me. It's just I couldn't get into it because it was a different movie every 2 minutes.
Yeah, and the camera work got me. Normally, I don't get like when people had Blair Witch come out and everyone's like, "I'm getting sick, nauseous, or whatever." This one almost made me go, "Why they overdid it?"
Yeah. Is this the worst thing we've watched?
Honestly, is it the worst movie I've watched ever, or
Let's say
watched
just
for
for
this
this
channel? I'm trying to think of all the movies we've watched, and I know I really, I mean, Exorcist II. I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna just say this right now.
Yeah.
This movie is better than Exorcist II. I really didn't like Exorcist II. Slightly better.
Yeah.
I will say slightly better.
Well, it has kind of the opposite problem, whereas Exorcist 2 spends way too much time on one thing. This just goes from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing.
Like the light
Mhm.
scene where they're trading thoughts or whatever.
Yeah.
That scene is the worst.
Deeper.
That scene is worse than the basketball scene.
I don't know. I actually might like that a little more than this.
Okay.
I think this is the worst one, personally.
Superhero movie wise, this is the worst one. Because it doesn't
Yeah.
explain anything. The
No.
origin story. You look forward to how they became the superhero.
I would like to see her like fighting for something. Usually, like the deal with
Not makeup?
Catwoman- yeah, like the deal with Catwoman is you might not agree with her methods, but she basically is a force for good because her only victims are bad people. But yeah, I would watch all 4 hours of the 1943 Batman in one sitting before I watch this again.
Oh, well, yeah. If you put it that way. Yeah, that one was at least enjoyable in some aspect. And it was funny. There were
Yeah.
funny scenes.
Well, you can put it in a context and understand, okay, this was very early and this is
They have a reason.
yeah.
mean, there weren't a whole lot of. It was very early in Hollywood history, so
Mhm. You mean they didn't have CGI animals?
yeah. I mean,
Just a fat guy in a cat suit walking around.
this is interesting in just the sense that it's baffling, but it's terrible. So is this one of those like so bad it's good movies that you have to see, or is this completely skippable?
I have never heard of, like, you know, people have the cult
Mm.
watching like The Room and
Troll 2,
Troll 2 and
Neil Breen movies,
what's the one every Halloween with Tim Curry that people always
Rocky Horror Picture
Rocky
Show.
Horror. When I first watched it, I hated it. I didn't understand
It's
it.
not
But
my thing either.
the musical, it was catchy,
Yeah.
but it's a cult classic. I
Yeah.
get it. This one, I've never heard of it being a cult classic. Like, no one
No.
lines up in the theater like the 20th anniversary of Catwoman with Halle Berry. But the fact that she won a Razzie and accepted it, and she was there,
Yeah, I
that
got
is
nothing against her.
that's amazing to me. Like, she owned it. So I will say, but no, I would not consider. This is not something that yeah.
It is 100% skippable.
It's skippable.
Even for a bad movie night. I mean, you will regret watching this.
And I'm sure the
I was just saying,
cast
it
and
does
crew.
not have our recommendation.
Yeah, the cast and crew. You guys got paid. You made your movie 22 years ago. Again, I don't know what to tell you. Sucks, but you probably ended up working.
I hope you still found work.
Yeah, they probably still found work after. So yeah.
So if you've enjoyed it, if you've enjoyed this video, please give us a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. Please check out our Patreon. We've got all kinds of benefits on there. What did you think of Catwoman? Leave us a comment, and we'll see you next time.
All right, see you guys.